Hey, how are you doing? We trust everything is well with you. Welcome to Arise and Shine at Amazing Grace Learning Center. We trust all that we're sharing with you here about life is making a difference in your life. But before we move forward today, we would like to say something. At Amazing Grace Learning Center, we are trying our best to break down very complex, universal principles. These universal principles govern life, but sometimes it seems like they are a little bit complicated to understand. But no worries. Here at Amazing Grace Learning Center, it's our job to present these principles of life to you in a very simplified manner, so that even the one among us who may say that, well, I do not understand anything about universal principles, can get it. That is what we do at Amazing Grace Learning Center. So today, we would like to talk about this issue of how to master our mind and our emotion. Because if you have watched our previous episodes, we said that our reality is created from our thoughts and our emotions. If we truly believe this and we start working toward how to master our mind and our emotions, we are already on the path of deliverance, which means we have already started the journey of transforming our life. Because anyone who denies this truth, this reality, and this universal principle is denying himself or herself. Thoughts coupled with emotions creates our reality. For those who are familiar with maybe the Bible, it's summed up in these terms. As a man thinks, so is he. And somewhere else it is said, guard your hearts, for out of it comes all the issues of life. Guard your heart. The heart represents this center of emotion. We know that. When somebody says, I love you, it's talking about the heart, the position or the state of the heart. So the heart represents the center of our emotions. The mind represents the center of our thoughts. If the Bible says, as a man thinks, so is he, you better believe it. Guard your heart, for out of it come all the issues of life. You better start doing something about your emotions. But now, how can we master our mind, our thoughts? How can we become masters of our emotions? It sounds a bit complicated. Am I right? It sounds a bit like it's difficult. Because we easily lose it. We easily lose control of our emotions and our thoughts. And sometimes we even have those kind of thoughts that we feel like, how is that possible? How can I have such a thought? Have you ever thought of stabbing somebody that you love? And you feel like, how can I have such a thought toward somebody I love? Well, what I will tell you is there is what we call the sea of thoughts. There is what we call the collective mind. The collective mind is this group or this group, if I can use that term, the group of thoughts that a group of people have in a certain locality, area. If you are living in a certain area, there is a thought that is rampant in that area, which means there is a thought that almost everybody has in that area. And these thoughts that everybody has in this area does not spare anybody, which means those thoughts can cross your mind anytime. They come and go, come and go, come and go. And there is absolutely nothing you have to do about that at the moment if you are willing to listen to what we are sharing with you here and put it into practice. Those thoughts are not your thoughts. They are the collective thoughts. You might not be the generator of those thoughts, but those thoughts can cross your mind from time to time. So, if you have thoughts of that kind crossing your mind, don't panic. Don't try to feed those thoughts. Because if you have those kind of thoughts crossing your mind, those thoughts cannot yet manifest in your life until you feed them. How do you feed a thought? Through your emotion. When a thought comes into your mind, and you are very aware of the fact that this is not a thought that I am generating, what you do is just observe it. Look at it and let it pass by. Don't do anything to it. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to suppress it, because the more you do that, the more power you give to that thought. And there is a chance that thought may manifest in your life. Therefore, just look at it, observe it, and let it be. As you do not feed that thought has no power or no reality to manifest in your life. So that's how we start, which means we start with being aware of these things, knowing that, we are living in a sea of thoughts, which is again called the collective mind. And I can't even tell you the number of thoughts that are in the sea, this collective mind. I can't tell you, because it's a lot. So these thoughts can cross your mind from time to time. Therefore, just observe it, let it subside, let it go. Don't do anything about it. Don't feed it. And I'm sharing with you that the way we feed our thought is when we start thinking about those thoughts as reality, and we start putting our emotion into these thoughts. The moment we start doing that, those thoughts are becoming a reality in our life. So here is a very basic principle about how we can master our mind. So any thought that is crossing your mind is not yet your thought, if that is not what you want to experience in your life. Therefore, don't feed it. Don't couple that thought with your emotion. But you will agree with me, most people, the moment they see something happening, what they do is they panic. They are worried. They start expressing a sort of feeling toward that thought. Like, what is this? How can I have such a thought? And by doing that, they start feeding the thought. Not knowing that by doing that, that thought is going to manifest in their life. My beloved friends, my beloved viewers, this is just the beginning of how we can control our mind and our emotion. Emotions, likewise, are there for us to express and to know that there is a danger, there is something that we have to be aware of. So we cannot suppress our emotion thinking that we are helping ourselves. It's not a matter of suppressing the emotion. It's a matter of knowing how to handle the emotion. And like I said at the beginning, our emotion coupled with our thought creates our reality. So first of all, look at the thought. Just look at it. If that's not what you want to experience in your life, just look at it. Don't react. Don't do anything about it. Don't try to suppress it. Just observe it. And time comes, it just goes. Now when it comes to the emotion, when you are having kind of emotion, feelings that you feel like, well, this is not really how I want to feel, there is something that the ancient have always done. It says, when you are having this kind of feeling that you don't want to express, take a break. The reason why you are having that feeling, if you can detach yourself from that thing, do it. If it's a place in which you are in that is making you have that feeling, get out from that place. If it's a person that you are sticking around that is making you feel that way, get away from that person for a time being. And then try to look at that emotion, not to fight it, but just look at it, observe it, acknowledge it as emotion, and you will see that emotion slowly and slowly will fade away. My beloved friends, this is what we want to share with you today in this week's episode. And next week, we are going to continue with the same topic about how to master our mind and our emotion. We hope what we have shared with you today is going to help you and is going to do you good. Because after all, we are all on this journey. Don't ever think that somebody has already mastered this and does not need anything like what we are sharing here at this moment. We all need it, and we are all working on ourselves. So we love you, and we hope this helps you, and we see you again next week. Until then, take care of yourself and be well. See you next time.